Hey guys, welcome back to another video of Phyllis TV. I'm not gonna do a long intro. Where did we stop last week? You were asking me, Phyllis, you said you came back because you were supposed to make some money. Have you made money now? The answer to that question is I'm well on my way. I'm well on my way. One of the reasons why I thought, and that was a wrong thought, right? But I mean, it's part of life, it's part of growth. One of the reasons why I thought that I couldn't continue making content because I felt that I needed money. And I did stop making content, but I also did go and work on my finances as I left. And as I stopped doing content, I did start a new business. So I'd like to get you guys, I have to tell you guys more about what I really do in life, and the struggle of being an immigrant entrepreneur in America. Because as you may know by now, I am an entrepreneur. I have two businesses. I am a hair braider. I have a braiding business called Anointed Braiders. And I also have an event venue called the AM4P Luxury Suite. So a little background story. I came to America as a student, right? And as a student, I came to America and I went to college, and I was a daddy's girl. I was sponsored by my dad, and I was not only me, I had three other siblings. So we were four here, sponsored by our father with no scholarship. You understand? My dad tried. But see, life has the way of lifing. When life starts lifing, you need to figure it out. So my dad wasn't able to continue sponsoring me. So the sponsor couldn't sponsor no more. So I was left with my life. Phyllis, what are you going to do now? Now, it was difficult. I'm not gonna lie. It was hard because I'm like, I wasn't even able to finish my school. And now, what are you gonna do now? You have to, because the reason why I'm giving you the background so you understand that entrepreneurship was never in the cards for me. It was not the plan B. It was not the plan A. It was not the plan B. It was never. I thought I was going to finish, graduate, have a nice job, and live my life, but that was just not the case. So I had to face my life, put my big girl panties on, and decide, what are you going to do now? And thank God for the friend that I had at the time that was encouraging me, like, hey, Phyllis, you need to start with what you have. What can you do? What can you do? And braiding at the time was what I was doing as a side job. So I got fully into braiding. And the braiding money got me to the point where I was able to start another business, my event venue, which is one of my passion too. And now I have two businesses. But how has it been? Has it been easy? Has it been difficult? Well, I'm here to share. To be honest, it has been extremely difficult when it comes to, I mean, the braiding part. The first thing that I had to deal with is, first of all, the shame of it, because of course I didn't come here to become a braider. Braiding, become a hair braider, of course they make good money, I'm not gonna lie. But if we are going to be honest, coming from Africa, you are coming from, what is encouraged are your studies. You need to study to show yourself approved. You need to have degrees. Though my dad has a complete different views on that now, but at the time, that what was making your parent proud by saying I've graduated. So the first idea that I wasn't able to graduate was shameful. It was embarrassing, to be honest, and it became so hard even for me to. I remember the last time I was at somebody's graduation, apart from this year, was, I think, sometime in 2016, 2016, maybe 2017, I can't remember. But it became very hard for me to even go to people's graduation because felt like I wasn't able to finish. And now I'm gonna be a braider. First of all, the braiding part, right? It was like, the people, you know. Let me just leave that one because that one is a whole other story. But yeah, not even. Let me leave the people, but the even telling my, because this is what I had. That's the skill that I had learned. So I thank God that I could learn that skill. It's making me money. It's the skill that allowed me to be able to invest in my business, my other business, which is my baby. But to be honest, do I like to braid? No, I don't like to braid, but I'm going to be good at it because I'm excellent. Because I was taught to be excellent in everything that I do by my pastor, Pastor Chris Oyakilome. So I was going to be excellent at braiding. I was going to be excellent at customer service. I was going to provide the best service possible because one thing that is sure, I wasn't going to be broke because of the teaching that I'd received. So it didn't matter that it was braiding. What mattered is whatever I do, I needed to do it well. Once you do something well, money starts showing up. So that was the first thing that I had to deal with, the shame of it. But I think I was, over the years, I was able to rise above it, especially when my parents were like, they were not feeling any type of ways anymore. They accepted the fact that this is the choice that I've made, and they were okay with that. So once my dad and my parents were okay with my choices, I was good. But it's not that it does not mean that um it became easy, because if I was stick to, because again, I was never meant to be a braider, but I became a braider because of the circumstances of my life, so but like I said, being a braider, because I'm quite pretty good at it, he made me some money. But I knew that this isn't everything that I was called to be. There were more for sure for me. So I was not going to settle and be content with just braiding. I needed to do more. And by the grace of God, in my church, I discovered a different passion, which is event planning and organization. I used to do that I was a part of the event planning committee or department of my church. I discovered that passion, and I knew that I could do something else. Truth be told, it wasn't my true passion. It was just something that I could do. I love doing because I love to be a great host. I love doing, and I did it well. So I was like, you know what? Let me branch off and have a venue so that I can make even more money. So here begins the story, the journey of my entrepreneurship. Because when it comes to braiding, it was more like, hey, I'm good, I'm doing it. It wasn't so serious. I will pay my bills, and here and there I was okay. But investing, creating a business, like having an LLC, was a whole different ball game. So that's what I want to share with you guys today.